Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about 5 free agents, or one just recently signed. Blake Snell, Teoscar Hernandez, Rosario, Giolito, and Cody Bellinger.
I say we started off with Giolito. He just signed with the Red Sox. He signs a 2-year deal with the Red Sox. And I think it's a great deal for him. I feel like the Red Sox pitching coach is really going to help him out. Cameron, what do you think?
He does have an opt-out this year, and I think he'll use it if he has a good year. Because I think he just signed this for redemption. Because, well, last year he had like a 4.5 for ERA. And then the year before, he had like a high 3 ERA. So he sort of lost his status as a top pitcher, and now he's like a mediocre, a below average pitcher now. So I think he just signed this for redemption, not too much money, but like for a couple years, and I think he can use the opt out if he has a good year, and then he can sign a really big contract as #1 starter like he was supposed to.
Well, I also feel like people were doubting the Red Sox, and then the Red Sox just signed Giolito, and you should never doubt the Red Sox. They'll always make big contracts like this. Also, I feel like Giolito is a great pitcher. At the start of the year, he was doing really well. He just couldn't end it well with the Angels because the Angels just were terrible in 2023. So I think Giolito is going to have a great year next year and have like a 3.53 ERA.
Okay,
now we'll be talking about Blake Snell.
Okay.
Blake Snell is a great player. I think Blake Snell is going to have an even better 2024 coming off of a 2.25 ERA. He had a really good season. He had one of his most innings pitched years and his second Cy Young. So I think 2024 could be his third Cy Young. What do you think, Cam?
Well, I think is that Blake Snell, he walks. He's the first only player to walk the most amount of players in the league, but also has the lowest ERA. He's gonna walk a lot of players. He always does. He's not like the old player who
he'll get out of the jams though.
You gotta trust that he'll be able to strike out the next player. Him. You know that you'll be getting a lot of walks with him. You're also gonna have to hope and trust that he's going to get strikeout in the next batter. But to have an off game or even an off year, he's not going to get that many outs.
Yeah, Blake Snell will give you a great 6 innings, sometimes 7, and he has those 2 really good fastballs to start off and then the low curve to strike him out for the third pitch. So I think he'll be getting a lot of outs using that combo.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that he's going to get a really big thing, but he's not going to be very good for a couple years because, well, as we know, for after Cy Young, really he took a big downhill after his first Cy Young in Tampa Bay. He wasn't very good for a couple years later. Plus, he's very 31. He's aging, and he's walking more and more batters every year. And eventually, he gets to a point where he's able to walk into hitters, and he's not able to get those outs. Plus, he's also pitching less and less innings each year. So eventually, he might not be able to pitch over about 5. He'll be able to pitch 4-5 innings maybe, while walking like 6 hitters, and then striking out maybe 2 or 3. And I feel like in the future, he's gonna have to be relying on the field to get lost out for him, and sometimes that's not available. Plus, since he also doesn't throw like 100 miles per hour, his pitches are not the fastest, so they could hit the ball a little harder off him because it's not that fast. And also, like his curve and slider, they might not move as much.
I feel like he's going to eventually, when his career ends, get a third Cy Young. I think he gives you a good 6 innings, sometimes 7 innings of 0-run ball, and he's just going to be a great all-around player. Do you want to talk about Teoscar Hernandez next?
I think we should say who Blake Snell's going to sign with. In my opinion, I think he's going to sign with the Mets because, number 1, they have a lot of money. Number 2, they need starting pitching. Especially, they have a lot of money to give out for a starting pitcher. And then since they weren't able to get Yamamoto, they have to have plan B. And he's more expensive option, but he's also a really good option.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Blake Snell will either re-sign with the Padres because he felt like he had a really good year with them and he'll do well again with them, or go back to the Rays because he did really well with them. Plus, the Rays has a lot of money.
The Rays actually don't have that much money, Noah. Also, I think he's going to be signing some mess because they got Steve Cohen. He could literally buy anyone if he wanted to. They need starting pitching. They lost their two aces that I spent a lot of money on. So this gained them out another $90 million from those two players. And have they signed any really players this offseason? No, not many, or at all. Besides little league, minor leaguers. So they have a lot of money spent on Blake Snell. Blake Snell's probably gonna be asking around 32, which is like about $10 million less than what they were paying for Justin Verlander, Max Scherzer.
And I feel like if you're any team's fan, you want to go after Eddie Rosario. Eddie Rosario is criminally underrated. Last year he had a whopping 21 homers and 268 average. So that's just good stats. Sure, it's not like he's going to end up being a Hall of Famer or something. He's like one of the GOATs like Ronald, Shohei, Trout, but he will give you a good season that you want. And I think Eddie Rosario will be that man.
Okay, I think teams that need a left fielder are going to go out for him. Like maybe the Dodgers might show some interest because also he is actually really cheap. So maybe the Angels might go after him because he's actually really cheap. He got declined for $9 million. So that means he's probably going to be aiming around $8 million, $9 million, $10 million maybe a year. And for a left fielder that produces as much as him, with decent defense too, I think they're going to spend. I think couple teams that need left fielders and also have enough money to do that are going to try to do that. Spend that money.
Yeah, I feel like Eddie Rosario will go to the Dodgers. Dodgers overlook people. They're like, hey, this player is good. He's not the GOAT of all time, but he's pretty good. Just like the Dodgers signed J.D. Martinez quite a while ago. Hey, he had a really bad 2022 season, but they were like, hey, I could make him work. And then they made him do really well in 2023. He got injured, and he still hit 33 homers. So I think the Dodgers would be really good with Eddie Rosario, and they will sign him.
I feel like we should go to Cody Bellinger now.
I agree.
I think the Toronto Blue Jays were the favorites before, but now that they have George Springer, Kevin Kiermaier, both that play center field, I think that's a chance of them getting with Cody Bellinger just slipping away more and more every day. But I also think that maybe the Giants Giants also were a favorite. Now they have Hung-Hoo Lee. And maybe not as much anymore, but still they don't have really any other outfielders. But actually they could put him at first base. But the Dodgers, in the Blue Jays, they have a first baseman, so Cody Bellinger can't go at first base anymore, so he has to put in the outfield. But they already have two of those outfield spots, especially the center field spot taken. And now the Dodgers might try to get a reunion with Cody Bellinger. I think he's going to try to sign with the Giants because I think he liked LA. And also the Giants, they have money to spend. Like last year, they're trying to get Aaron Judge. They got Carlos Correa. And those players probably are way more money probably than Cody Bellinger. I think Cody Bellinger is going to try to get like a 10-year deal. Maybe like $25 million a year. Well, that's my opinion. I know to you.
So I feel like Cody Bellinger, he has two options. He either will re-sign back with the Cubs because he really liked them and he made him good again, or he'll go back with the Dodgers because he thinks it was his fault for starting doing bad because of his injury, and the Dodgers made him good to start out. And the Dodgers still have some money left in the tank. The Cubs have some money, but I don't think they're out to spend right now, so I feel like Cody's going to the Dodgers.
I think we should talk about Josh Hader now.
I agree, but we should just tell you, Cody Bellinger had over 20 homers last season and over a 300 average. So if I got that player, I would want him. Teams are out for this player.
He also has Gold Glove defense.
I say this player will get like 20 a year, 20 mil a year. Josh Hader is a really good pitcher. He will give you, sure, just one inning of a day. But if you think closely of it, your pitcher will only give you 7 innings if lucky, sometimes 5. So if you have that time span with the starting pitcher, you would probably have a reliever for 2 innings and then your closer. And if you're in a really tight game, would you really want a terrible closer to pitch that's going to make you lose? Or do you want a Josh Hader that'll make you win that game? And I think this comes down to teams that are actually going to not hit as many hits, or he's going to go to the Dodgers because the Dodgers are just them. They're the new evil empire. So I believe the Dodgers will sign Josh Hader, and they will want him because you really want that last good inning. You will feel good if you have a strong pitcher that will give you 0 runs every time he pitches in the 9th inning. Maybe 1 run a few times.
Yeah. Even though he had one bad year, his one bad year, he had a 5-year rate. That was in 2022. But do we forget? He was terrible that year for closer. But then the playoffs come, and he's the best closer in the playoffs. Like he didn't allow any runs in the playoffs. He's amazing. So teams that need help in the playoffs, like the Dodgers. But also the Phillies bullpen is weak. Do we forget about the 2022? Rosario can pitch, lost so many bats. The Phillies bullpen has lost in multiple games in the playoffs before. So I think Dodgers and Phillies are probably the favorites for him.
So I feel like Josh Hader is just, people are going to want him, even if he does bad. Even if he does bad, he can make a recovery. He won't be like this one player who's usually good, like Cody Bellinger. Sure, he recovered after a long time, though. So he won't be like Cody Bellinger, who will be good, but then be bad. He won't bring his head back up again. He'll slump down again. But he'll be like a player who does bad, but he's like, I'll work hard, and he'll do even better. So he won't be a slumper. He'll go up. He's raising for the stars. I say he gets paid around $130 million for 4 years.
Okay. Well, I think I don't think that's really reasonable because
or 120.
I think he's gonna be trying to aim around Edwin Diaz's thing, because he thinks that he's probably a better reliever than Edwin Diaz, which in my opinion he is. Edwin Diaz, no offense to him, but he blows a lot of saves. He blows saves. He's amazing when he's good, but then again, in 2021 he blew a lot of saves. He got injured for Celebration 2023. So what does that say about how durable he is? Plus, I feel like he might be a tiny bit better than Edwin Diaz, even in starting pitching. Relieving. I think he's been trying to get around. Edwin Diaz's thing was $105 million over 5 years. So I think he's been trying to get a little bit more than that. I think he's going to be, in my opinion, I would pick him 5 years, 110. I think the Dodgers or Phillies are going to need him because both of them are very bad in the playoffs and in the postseason. Also, the Dodgers, they've been building around around October baseball this offseason. But the Padres, another team that was in on him, what are they doing? They are literally they've done nothing. They've watched the players fly by them. They've made no addition practically.
Yeah, so I feel like Josh Hader will win reliever and closer of the year. He'll win one of those awards no matter if he plays in the AL or NL. What do you think?
Wait, what?
I think he'll win reliever or closer of the year, no matter which division he plays in. What do you think?
I think he has a very good shot to win reliever of the year in either division. If he doesn't, he's going to be a very, very, very close second.
Yeah, now should we talk about Teoscar Hernandez?
Bautista is a really good reliever in the AL. And that's the only pitcher in the AL that can really give him a run for his money. Same thing with Edwin Diaz in the NL. That's the only other closer that can give him a run for his money. So yeah, as long as he's better than those two, yeah, it's just those two that are about as good as him. Okay, now we'll talk about
Teoscar Hernandez. I feel so. Teoscar Hernandez had a 25+ home runs last season, and he's just going to give you a 250+ average a year. So I say next year maybe a 25+ homers season and a 250+ batting average. And I feel he's going to the Red Sox for say the Red Sox just got, Lucas Giolito like we talked earlier. So I feel like he'll be like, hey, they just got someone. Maybe I should actually sign with them. So he'll go over there and be like, hey, could I have like a 3-year contract? They'll be like, sure. So I feel like he'll get a 3-year contract for like, I don't know. But I'd say like 60 mil. What do you think?
A year or for $20 million a year?
I feel like he'll get, not 60 mil a year. He's actually not worth that much. He's worth pretty much $4,003,250 in my opinion. So he'll probably be around 12 million, 13 mil. My bad, 16 mil. I don't know what I was talking about. 13.
Yeah. Because I feel like about Cody Bellinger for 3 years around worth $60 million.
I agree.
Actually, I think Teoscar Hernandez is not going to sign with them. I think he's probably going to try to sign with the Dodgers because did we forget Todd Glass now signed an extension with the Dodgers. Number one, but he also want to play with Ohtani. You have Moto sort of signed with Dodgers because of Ohtani. Those are two players signed with Dodgers because of Ohtani. And is that it? Or is there only two players that want to play with Ohtani? Yu Darvish also wanted to play with Ohtani. There's 3 players, even though Yu Darvish is in free agency. That means a lot of other people probably also want to play with Ohtani. So that automatically that brings up the value of the Dodgers, of playing with the Dodgers. Because, everyone wants to play with the star Ohtani.
Agreed. How much do you think he'll get paid?
I think he's going to be paid. I think he's going to be paid around $6 million a year.
Any awards?
No.
I say possibly he could win the Silver Slugger. Possibly. So,
but yeah, I think Dodgers are going to be trying to get him because, I feel like he's an upgrade back to Eddie Rosario. I think he's a little bit better defensively, offensively, and maybe in speed-wise too. And I think he's going to be staying with the Dodgers because, number one, that's their biggest spot to address, left field. He's a left fielder. The Red Sox, they already have a left fielder. They have a center fielder. I mean,
no, Masataka is DH.
Well, okay. But how do we know they're playing him there? But yeah. So yeah, there's that. But I think he's going to sign with the Dodgers because that's the team that wants him.
All right.
Maybe the Mariners sign back because, he was a Mariner.
All right. Thank you guys for watching this 6-man video, not 5-man. We're sorry we forgot to talk about Josh Hader at the start when we listed our 6 people. We forgot Josh Hader, so technically we only listed 5. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoy. Like and subscribe. See you guys later. Goodbye.
See you in the next video. Bye.